Hello there, my name is Brad Olson. I'm the head Jesus follower at Loveland United Methodist Church, coming to you with this Thursday, October 8th edition of a video series we call Alone Together, where we're sharing helpful hints of how to stay connected in a disconnected time. And today I'm thinking about leaves. The leaves once hung healthy and green in the safety of others just like themselves, but now they are falling. Falling to the ground to be blown apart, trampled on, and pushed aside. And yet it is in their dying that they shine forth with some of the greatest beauty and splendor of the entire year. In that sense, they remind me of Jesus. Jesus could have stayed in the safety of heaven, surrounded by praise and other eternal beings just like himself, but instead he chose to take on flesh and become one of us, eventually suffering a painful and humiliating death on a cross, but also that we would know the beauty of the depth of God's love and the splendor of God's forgiveness. 1 Peter says it this way: He himself bore our sins in his body on the cross so that we might die to sin and live for righteousness. By his wounds we are healed. 1 Peter 2:24. I wish I was more like that. When I feel trampled on or blown apart or pushed aside, I more often get irritable and short-tempered or even apathetic. It's hard for me in those moments to see how God's beauty and God's splendor might shine through. And yet, if we trust, it is very likely that those are the moments that we come to our deepest insights, where we make our greatest realizations and have some of our most long-lasting commitments. My father died around this time of year. Years of farming and then of soil surveying resulted in him getting cancer. In his last days, he refused to take the morphine, and some of his last words were to look at a crucifix of Jesus hanging on the cross and say, "His pain is my pain. Jesus on the cross is everything." If you're having a difficult time with 2020, then remember that often it is in the most difficult of times, difficult of circumstances, that God's beauty and God's splendor comes shining through. Please remember to keep praying for those who are infected by COVID-19. Pray for those who are on the front lines of treating those who are infected by COVID-19. We are within a month of a presidential election, so pray for those who are running for the highest seat in the land. Pray also for each of us as we navigate our way through this global pandemic. Stay safe and be well. God bless.